Good morning, everybody. Matrix here. It's January 4th, 2019, 9:30 just hit. Market just opened. Today, I'd like to make a video talking about preparing for 2019. Basically, a lot of questions about what broker I use or what platform I use. And I think I need to make this video because basically you need to have the right tools to trade um, as a trader. So the one broker that I do recommend here is right here is TFS. It's a broker that I recommend for day traders. Well, not just regular day traders, but newer and beginning day traders. And as you can see, I have the screen live here as I'm trading. So hopefully this video, you guys get to watch me trade as well and not make it a boring video. Now, as you can see on my chart, you have the level 2, the time and sales, and then very great charting system here. The reason why I do recommend using TEFS as for the newer and beginning traders is that basically you don't have to pay any kind of platform fees or live data fees when you are signed up with TFS. So that's pro number one. I used to use SureTrader, and I'm from Canada as well, and I used to use Questrade. And for those two brokers, I used to pay about $120 a month for their broker fees, like the platform fee and the live data fee. Okay, so that in itself is a cost of business, but it's pretty expensive if you're a newer beginning trader and you're just learning, right? So the reason why I like TFS, because I do get live data feed, real time, and I do have the level 2 in time and sales, right? With that said, so that's pro number one. Pro number two, or advantage number two, would be the commissions, right? As a newer and beginning trader, and when you're learning, you don't want to risk that much money, and you want to be able to get as much screen time as possible. Now, with that said, the commissions here on TFS, it's only $1.50 per ticket. So as far as ticket goes, it's basically one transaction of either a buy or a sell. So if I were to go in and out on a trade, is going to be costing me $3, provided that the trade is only 250 shares or less. That's going to be $1.50 each. Okay, going back to comparing with SureTrader, I believe they charge. I used to go with them, and they charge like 10 cents a share, and with a minimum of like $3. So kind of double. I think they dropped their rates to $2, maybe two and change now, but it's still hella expensive. And compared to Questrade, I used to pay $6 a ticket. Okay, now with TFS, it's only $1.50 a ticket. If you're trading small share size, anything under 250 shares and above, it's going to be 0.006 cents per share. So 1,000 shares of a trade will cost you $6 in and then $6 out. If you were just to do like a simple transaction. So yes, that could be expensive if you're trading a big share size, but as a newer and beginning trader, you shouldn't be playing with that much share size anyways. I always preach use a small share size just so you can get the screen time. And with trading larger share size, it comes with a larger risk, right? I know a lot of people start thinking about how much money they make. The larger share size they take, the more money they get to make. But that's just the wrong type of thinking, in my opinion. When you're a newer beginning trader, you should be looking at a smaller share size to minimize your risk, like during the learning phase. I kind of miss Weight Watchers here at the 3750 reject, but it's okay. I mean, we are only 5 minutes into the market. Let's take a look at this 5 minute chart. Okay, we got a nice rejection of this 3750. So holding a little bit. I want to see it pop back up around this 3750 area right now. And SPY is just staggering, so we'll just wait. Roku, I'm waiting for 32 to hit. 5 minute chart is looking pretty bullish. It's kind of holding 31. You know what? I might be inclined to take the long here on Roku. Give me a sec here. Yeah. Ooh, missed it. Missed the long. Okay, so that's fine. It's gonna wait for a pullback here. Roku looks pretty strong. Looks like it's gonna run up to the 32 here. Bring in the SPY. I marked off 248 as per my plan last night. It's pre-market, it already taps the high, so it might want to tap it. Right now it's just staggering. So taking a look at that, it's holding it up. Okay, so I was talking about commissions. So as far as commissions goes, everything is cheaper with TFS, the funded accounts here, if you are using smaller size. Okay, so that's another advantage. Now, advantage number 3, a lot of newer beginning traders who starts out and learn, they basically don't have the means to bypass the PDT rule. Now, TFS is an offshore broker account, so that gives you the ability to bypass PDT, which is fantastic because the more trades you get to take, or without that PDT limit, you can actually make a few day trades a day and be able to get the experience here. Okay, 1 second here. I'm looking at CELG right now, and it's topping at 84. Okay, so let's take a look at CELG. The SPY is topping at 248 right now. And CELG just busted through. Okay, so the SPY is looking pretty strong in a sense. I'm not interested in taking a trade yet. So PDT rule, you bypass that with the funded accounts. Okay, so that will be an advantage as well if you're a newer and beginning trader without the proper funding or sufficient funding of 25K to bypass the PDT rule. Okay, buying power. With TFS, they give you immense buying power, right? So that in itself is great. You get to trade these proper stocks, which has a massive range in them. You don't need big size to make money, and that's something I preach all the time, as well as trick trades, right? Trick teaches us to trade these proper stocks basically because he's trying to protect us from using big size and losing a lot of money. Now, with these larger type of stocks, it's not about the percentage gains, right? So, for example, if Roku, and this is an if Roku were to come up from this 31 here all the way to my call of resistance 32, okay, that's $1 gain. And if you were just to take 100 shares, that would make you $100 already. So to make $100 on a penny stock, a low float penny stock, you'll have to see that penny stock move quite a bit if you were to take 1,000 shares. So let's say you take 1,000 shares of a penny stock, of a low float penny stocks, you'll make that $100 with a 10-cent move, right? However, because it is a low float stock, the way it moves really fast on either way. So if you were to have 1,000 shares, it can come down just as easily, and that 10-cent move can come down on you and make you lose that $100 real quick. So with 100 shares on Roku, for example, I can just be patient, having my small risk, and still be able to make the same amount of money as I would make if I'm trading like a low float penny stock, right? Basically, it's just safer in a sense. So, yeah. Ooh. Let's take a look here. Celgene. The SPY is still tapping this 248 area. So yeah, basically that to me is an advantage. You have massive buying power, basically 20 times your original buying price. So if you were to get an account, like a beginner's account with TFS of $500, you have 14K. They give you $14,000 in buying power, right? And if you have the next step up, like I do, I have the student account, which costs me $3,000. They give me $80,000 of buying power, right? So I can actually use that buying power to my advantage and play something like Apple. Like I'm watching Apple right now and take a couple hundred shares, and I can ride Apple because Apple can move a lot of points in a day. For example, Apple yesterday moved from around this 146 area, 146 all the way down to 142. So that's $4 per share. And if I were just to take 100 shares and ride Apple, that will make me $400 already, right? So that's the reason why. That's another advantage to the immense buying power that lets me play these proper stocks. Okay. As you can notice, I still haven't took a trade yet because I just want to make sure these charts really set up the way I like it. Roku, like I said, I'm aiming for the 32. The SPY just broke out of the 248 area here. Okay, right here, SPY just broke out 248. I suppose I could have took the trade here and risked 31, and I missed that, which is fine. My main trade is the 32. So, and now that the SPY is so strong and broken out of, it's gonna test yesterday's highs. Mark that off real quick and see what it does from there. All right. Okay. So a lot of advantages to using the funded accounts, right? You have the immense buying power. You have the PDT bypass. You have live data feed without a platform fee, and you have low commissions. Okay. Advantage number 5. Short. When you are day trading, you can't just be a long bias trader, right? You need to be able to have the ability to play both sides, the long and the short, right? And if you're using like a regular broker out there, they charge you a borrowing fee if you want to play the short, okay? That in itself will add up. For TFS, there is no borrowing fees. Basically, anything that's available can be short. And it's very simple. On TFS, for example, I click you have a trade manager window here. And if I need to check if they have shares to short, for example, Roku, I would type in the symbol. And once you see that it's tradable, it's basically shortable. For example, Weight Watchers I'm watching right now, just type it in. So that's shortable, right? The reason why I picked TFS is back then Dries was running good, and when President Trump got elected, Dries was having a very predictable pattern. Basically, all the shippers were running, and everybody wanted to short Dries. Dries basically came up from the $4 mark, I think $2.50, and ran all the way up to $120 in 4 days. And on the way down, it basically came right back down in 2 days, and everybody wanted to short Dries. And back then, to short Dries, my broker, I was using Questrade, they were charging me a lot of money to borrow shares to short Dries. And a lot of other brokers I know were charging pretty hefty on their borrowing rate on Dries as well. So with TFS, there was no borrowing rates. So I was able to short Dries basically practically for free. Now, with that said, now Dries is not tradable, but back then Dries was a pretty heavily traded stock. Everybody wanted to trade it. Once the stock becomes very liquid and has a pretty decent amount of volume in it, TFS usually have the shares to short, and they rotate, right? With that said, Dries right now, nobody really trades that ticker anymore. Hence, basically, it's not tradable anymore on Dries. So we need to come into this trade manager window and look and see if they allow you to short. But if they do, you don't have to pay any sort of borrowing fees. So that's advantage number 5. Okay, the ability to short stuff, very important at no cost as well. So I like that. Let's take a look at the charts here. Okay, everything's still ripping a little bit. The SPY is just testing this 248.50 level. I'm just still gonna wait. Personally, I've been practicing a lot of patience here in my trades. I don't want to overtrade, so I want to wait and see, watch the chart set up. We have the first lower high though on Apple. Okay, even though it's still looking a little bullish. At a pop back up here on Apple, I might just take it, depending on the SPY here. So the SPY is ripping as well. Okay. That's 5 to 6 advantages I talked about. As far as margin goes with the TFS, it's very simple. Your risk is very limited. So you pay, for example, let's say you got the beginner's account, the intro account, right? And you pay the $500, getting your $14,000 of buying power. Okay, you're not liable for that $14K. That's the thing I like about TFS. You are only liable for that $500 you put in, and basically the stop loss, the max loss is actually $700 on that account. So they give you an extra $200 to trade with. With TFS, you are not opening up your own account, right? This in itself is prop trading. You are becoming a proprietary trader with TFS. So you're basically paying money to buy a sub account that is loaded with their funds, and you're trading their money. And anything you make above the initial price of the account is yours to keep. So for example, if you were to pay $500 and you get an intro account, you would have $14,000 of buying power. And as you trade that account, anything above 14K is yours, provided that when you make a request to withdraw that money, they will take a percentage cut of that profit. Now, very understandable is that they are letting you trade their funds. They're cutting out all these type of fees, the platform fees and the low commission rates, and they're providing you a platform with no fees. And they are letting you short stuff without charging you a borrowing fee as well. Okay, so very understandable that they do take a percentage cut off your profits because you are trading with their money. Now, with that $500 that you put in, once you lose that 500, they'll give you an extra $200 of trading room to play with. So for a $500 account, your max loss is 700, and if you get down under 700, they basically close the account to protect their own funds, okay, which is also very understandable. And with that said, for you, the advantage for you there trading with that much margin is you're not even liable for that money, and you get to just trade literally whatever you put in plus a couple of $100 more, and that's it. That's all you got to worry about. You won't owe TFS any money because they have precautions in place to cut the account off once you lose more than the max that they gave you. Okay, so with the intro account for $500, your max loss is $700. For the student account that I have right now, for $3,000, my max loss is $4K, and I have the buying power of $80,000, right? So that's a big advantage for newer and beginning traders. They don't have to be liable for more than what they put in. In fact, they get a bonus. So yeah, so those are the advantages. Going into 2019, as we are in bear market territory here, and we are in bear market, as you can see, we are facing the crash right now. I think it's important to have the correct tools to play this bear market. And with that said, I mean, there will be a lot of short opportunities coming up as the market crashes, and you need to be able to short stocks. And to be able to do that without paying extra fees, that's a big bonus. So do highly consider getting one of these funded accounts. If you're a newer and beginning trader, right? I always have a discount link to these funded accounts, right? So for example, I always have at least a 10% discount link. So I will put that link in the video description below. Okay. If that link ever changes or expires, you guys can always contact me directly through DM, either Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I have my contact information there as well, or you can contact me on Discord. I will be able to get you a discount link always, right? And that 10% discount links basically means that if you were to buy a student account, or if you were to buy a beginner's account, instead of spending $500, you only spend $450, right? And if you were to get a student account, something like I have, instead of spending $3,000, you will only have to pay $2,700, right? But you still get the immense buying power. The max loss is still the same. So that's an added bonus. Do hit my video link description for my referral link if you do decide to get one of these accounts. Now, with that said, I want to talk about the disadvantages, though, of this account. The one disadvantage that I see right now is basically sometimes when I run a lot of programs in the background, and I don't think it's the disadvantage of the program, I think it's just my computer. Sometimes I do see a lag issue, right? So for example, right now, I don't know if it's lag or if it's, no, this is not lag. Stocks are just moving slow. But sometimes I do see a lag issue. Um, most of the time, a restart of the platform will just solve that issue, right? If you have fantastic internet and if you have a really fast computer, I'm only running on an 8 GB RAM laptop, right? If you have a faster computer, you shouldn't experience that trouble at all. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's get back to the live trading here a little bit. Any other questions you have about TFS and funded accounts, go ahead and comment. And you can always send me a DM. I'm always open to questions, right? Now, I want to get back to the reason. I want you guys to really listen in on this. The TEFS is used. It's ideal for newer and beginning traders. I'm not talking about professional, highly experienced traders here. Although highly experienced professional traders could consider having one of these accounts. When you are trading bigger share size, the commissions in itself is a little bit more on the expensive side once you get heavier on the share size, okay, because it's charged on a per share basis, right? However, I do know Trick does have one of these accounts himself on the side, just because he usually uses it at the end of the day for the late day fade, knowing that he doesn't have to check for borrowing rates. Executions is super fast. I think he has a huge account too. So I think he has like a, well, I'm not, it's not right for me to disclose his information. So I'm just going to skip that. But I just know for a fact, and you got to trust me on this, he has a massive account that he uses and on a daily basis for usually at the end of the day trades, right? During the day, he trades out of his regular account and he trades options as well. So having an account like this on the side, if you are a consistent winning profitable trader, you can always go back into shorting something at the end of the day to avoid checking or paying overnight fees or paying short interest fees, right? So that's an option you can think about. And once again, check the video link description for discount code. The SPY is coming up to the 249 area here. This is a major area on the SPY. As you can see, let me zoom out, and we are breaking out. So the market does look pretty strong right now. And for me, being more of a short bias trader, I'm not going to fight the trend. I want to see a massive push. Apple looks like it's topping out about this 245 area. Very wicky. On the 5-minute chart, you know what? Let's put Apple up here. Weight Watchers doesn't seem to be setting up. So swap out the charts real quick. Okay, load. Let me here load the drawings back in. Apple just broke out. Perfect. So Apple just broke out here. Markets still look kind of strong, hovering around this 249 area. It's about to break out. So I'm just going to let that be. Yesterday, Apple's highs. Let's move the clock out of the way here real quick. Apple's highs 145.72. So let's wait for the highs here. It's a little bit extended. I don't want a long. If it comes back and tests and holds this 144.90, I could long. Right? It's squeezing right now. So 10 o'clock coming in. So that's basically pretty much what I want to talk about. Having the proper tools, the proper broker to trade 2019 as we're coming into bear market. Having the ability to short light speed executions. Okay, you don't really have to wait for executions to happen. That's another advantage. Apple 145.50. I might consider taking a short, quick pullback here. So let's see what the market does. If I'm going to short this, I'm going to scalp this to 145. That's it. It's going to be a scalp play. Yeah. Okay. So I'm in. And as soon as it pops over 145.50, I'm going to get out. So I'm short right now, 100 shares of Apple. Use my hotkey here. And it looks like it's about to go. So yeah. Still squeezing. Not going to fight it. Cover it up. Take a small loss. No problem. Scratch trade. So it's just an idea, right? So idea for it to fall back. But let it run. Testing yesterday's highs. Once again, I'm going to watch Apple again. And the SPY is ripping too. So the SPY is ripping along with Apple ripping as well. So until the SPY hits a stop, I'm just going to let it go. Ooh. Massive stuff candle. Holding 145.50s. Roku coming up as well, as you can see on this chart here. I'm waiting for 32 on Roku. Really patiently waiting. SPY still wants to go. It needs a pullback though. This is very overextended and I think it's coming soon. I'll be looking at the yesterday's highs. On the daily chart here, let's move the clock out of the way again. The low here, 146.72. The low here, 146.59. So around 146.59 area. Let's mark that off. It might fill the gap today. This is yesterday's highs testing. Watching the tape now, waiting for the turn. We have a quick double top here on Roku. The SPY is still looking pretty strong. Okay, so Roku did turn on that quick double top. It's going to yank back to the VWAP real quick and see what happens from there. This is pretty negative here on Apple. Wants to pull back a little bit. Yeah, level 2. Okay, so we are still stacking here around the 160 area. This looks pretty weak. I might get in. No, it's holding. Still holding strong. So I think it's going to chop around and consolidate a little bit. Come down maybe to 145.4. I don't know if I want to long it. No, I definitely don't want to long it from here because it's so overextended. You can tell on the 5-minute chart. Even though it looks strong, it needs a pullback. So I'm just going to wait until it exhausts itself here. What was the highs? 145.75. Yesterday's highs, right? Still watching the tape. We got stacking action around the 68. 68 still stacking. 70s now. So the buyers are coming in. Very slowly. I think what the market will do is kind of pull this back real quick, sharp pull, and then quick reverse Oh, wow. 75 now, testing 76, 77. Okay, so we are going up. Just a really quick pull, a dip hold, and a run. Might want to test this 9 EMA, and then I might actually get long. Roku on the 5-minute chart, looking pretty bullish. Hasn't hit that 32 yet. Just gonna wait. If I'm gonna long Apple right now, I'll be taking it to 146 at least. And then I'll be looking at, well, it's the top is in. It's, well, the next top or next resistance area is actually right here. So definitely no, there is not much more upside to it. Ooh, look at this. Basically a double top. Still waiting. SPY still consolidating. Here's that dip. Man, I really want to take the short. Oh, could be a fakie. Okay, so we have a top in. The SPY's pulling a little bit. Missed it. So 145.50 might come back to 145, or it might just hold here, testing the support area on the 5-minute chart. I like this for a long backup to test the top. If it holds this 5-minute chart area for a quick scalp. This is just a quick pullback. Watching the volume right now. We got heavy volume coming in. Volume's about to exhaust. See if the SPY wants to come back up. Okay, so I'm getting long right now, real quick. I just missed it. I guess I'll get long at the 50 mark. SPY definitely want to come back up. Nope. Oh, good thing it didn't execute. Lots of room to come down. 30 cents. Nah. $10 right here. Waiting for the SPY. Testing the 249 on the SPY here. Still overextended, hence this pullback. So we'll just wait. Nice little pullback. Okay, I'm gonna get long right here at 145.39. I'm gonna risk a little bit under this previous screen candle. And my idea is for the breakout and to test the highs here. Perfect. Scoop the 9. My average is 39. So there's my average right there. Looking for a scalp here. 59. So 20 cents gain already. Come on. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Waiting for the SPY to reclaim here. My finger on the trigger. Let's go. Nice buyer's candle. 5-minute chart. Slow of this candle here. 24. So there's my risk right there. About 15 cents risk. My average is 39, so pretty nice trade so far. It's working a little bit. I'm about to hit, I am at the 20-cent mark. I didn't pay myself though. Come on, let's go. The SPY trying to test. Ooh. We are holding at above this 145.50, so I like that. It's just struggling. I just gotta be patient, let the trade work. I like this 5-minute chart. It's about to break the previous red candle. It's just struggling a little bit because lower high. Back to break even. Not gonna freak out. Man. Well, that's unfortunate. Just holding the trend line. Get back up. Come on. Because we do have kind of like a lower high here. If it can't get back up over this 9 EMA, might not work. I personally actually like it for the short. SPY putting in a lower high as well. So we are wedging. Come on. Maybe. Yikes. I don't like that. Yeah, it's bear flagging. Okay, so pop, I want to get out. Trade according to my plan. I'm almost at my stop loss. Yeah, I need to get out. Come on, give me a quick bounce so I can get out. I'm not losing a lot of money here, so that's fine. Not losing any kind of money at all, like $8 is a scratch, but the SPY's coming back up. Perfect. Let's go. Oh, this kind of moved up. Mini double bottom. Get back in there. Come on, guys. Push, push, push. Squeeze. I want to see the shorts covering. I want to see that 45.50 reclaim. Boom. Here's our 50. Break it out. Break it out. Come on, buddy. Not happening. Not happening. Not happening. The spy's having trouble. Okay, so as the spy is coming down and pulling back, Apple's still staying up. And every time the SPY has a green candle, Apple pushes. I actually am contemplating on getting out right now, though, just to at least have a little bit of gains. Let's go. It wants it. It wants it. You know what? I'll take off 3/4 of it. Okay, I leave 25 shares on, lock in a little bit just to cover my commissions. This trade is iffy to me. And 25 shares, I can basically just let this fall as much as I want without getting hurt. And then I'll add back in once it confirms something for me. Ooh, it's a scoop. It's breaking out. Damn. So I want to see it break out, test and hold, and then I'll add. No, not happening. Test the slow again. Let the candle finish. Still holding. Yes. But it doesn't look like it wants to come back up. So I'm going to get out. What's up? Up and over once again. No. Nice little chop action here. Market makers faking this up. See what the next candle does. This next candle could have dumped right back down. Okay. Let the candle finish. Come on up. Come on up. Yes. Breaking this open of the previous candle on the 5-minute chart. I do anticipate for it to hold right here. If it's supposed to be a long, we have a breakout of the trend. Right. Yikes. Come on. Super chop. Okay, so as this thing chops along, I don't think I want to get involved with it, even though I am involved with it for only 25 shares. I don't want to add anything to it until it picks a direction. The market is in chop mode as well. I want to take it off, actually. I like the market to come down. Yeah. Like these two candles paired up, this is a tweezer. Although we are catching up on the 5-minute. No. See how this candle finishes. 15-minute pullback. This 5-minute candle is about to close. does it look like on the 15-minute chart though? Yeah, it's not gonna pop. Still in the pullback mode. I need to get out. Hopefully get out at break even. Get out now. Doesn't matter. 25 shares. Few cents. Ooh, I might be able to get out on a win too. Interesting. 15-minute chart. Still going, not finishing. Trading under the 9. Yeah, I need to get out. Okay, getting out now. Doesn't matter. I'm done with it. At the next pop, I want a short. Apple is always a short to me. Oh yeah. Look at this pop. Right on 9 EMA. As the SPY pops. Thing is, as much as the SPY is pulling down, Apple's not really pulling. It's holding this level. So Apple himself is pretty strong. Anyways, I'm just going to keep going about my day trading now. I hope you guys enjoy this little quick bit of live trading while I talk about being prepared, having the right tools to trade for 2019. And make sure if you are considering, wow, Apple. If you are considering getting one of these accounts, then make sure you get a discount from me, right? Check out my video link description, or you can private message me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. All my contact information is in there. Wow, look at this. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and have a great trading day, guys. Cheers.